Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Devils in God's Country. I'm one of your hosts, Casper Rigsby. It's my lovely, talented, wonderful co-host, Miss Allie Jackson. Say hi, Miss Allie.
Hi.
Hopefully, we won't have any technical difficulties tonight, but if we do, please bear with us. We're trying. Um, Tonight is the month of July's open mic night. We're going to start doing these every month. So I post about a half hour early on these on the Devil's page, on the Atheist Republic page. I post a link to join in the Google Plus page where this event takes place. So if you feel like you might want to join us on one of these future nights, there'll be another one next month. And also, if you're watching right now and you're like, hey man, I want to be a part of this, you can jump in right now. We've got 8 open spots. We can only have 10 people in here at a time. We got 2 right now, so there's 8 open spots. So if you're watching and you want to jump in here and have a few drinks with us and talk about some shit, we'll talk about whatever you'd like. Feel free to click on the link in the comment section below on Google Plus, or go to Devils in God's Country Facebook page or Atheist Republic Facebook page, and you can find the link to join us right now or again next month, probably the 3rd week of the month. Seems like a good week for us to do this. So since we don't have anyone with us just yet, I think we're going to start off by talking about an issue that is a constant nuisance and plague to us at Atheist Republic, which is people, especially religious fundamentalists, and most especially Islamists, reporting our fucking page for shit that is not worthy of reporting, mass reporting, and asking others to mass report our page so that they can try to shut our page down. First and foremost, I want to let everyone who may be watching, who may be participating in this, who thinks, haha, I'm going to get rid of Atheist Republic, you will fail at doing this. We've gone directly to Facebook to make sure that our page is not removed due to these false flags coming up, but our content gets removed, and our individual Facebook pages become inaccessible until we log back in and go through a bunch of hassle, rigmarole. It's not terrible, but it's annoying, and it's a constant fucking nuisance. So, as I said on the Atheist Republic page earlier today, if you don't like the content that we share there, fuck off. Like, fuck off somewhere else. There's a whole huge world of Facebook for you to go fuck off on. Get the fuck off our page. Like, stay the fuck off. If you don't like what we're sharing, just go the fuck away. You don't have to report it, like, because it's not violating terms of service. Like, we know it's not violating terms of service. You know it's not violating terms of service. You just don't like it, and you're a whiny cunt about it. So just fuck off. Just go do something else. Block the fucking page. Hey, guess what? Now you don't have to say our shit. It's that fucking simple. Don't you think so, Allie? I mean, it's really that simple.
No, it is. And it's hilarious that they think that this is just rocking our world when, yeah, we bitch about it because it's fucking annoying. I mean, if an ant bites you, you're probably going to swat it off and not be like, ooh, please bite me again. It's just a little nuisance. I don't like getting logged out of my Facebook account. For those who know me on a personal level, I live on Facebook. Always talking to people, always working, always have something to do. So, when I click on my Facebook app and it says session timed out, I roll my eyes and I say, oh my God, what offended them today? And I click on my name to log back in, and it tells me that a post was removed from our page. I say, okay, and logged back in to Facebook. So all you did was just bite me for a tiny little second, and it healed right away. And it's annoying because here we are. We allow this platform where anyone can really speak their view. We don't ban people for being overly religious. We don't ban people for being cunts or assholes. or whatever. You
We
know,
don't ban the trolls half the time.
I actually had a conversation with a troll today on the post you made, where they said, "Love you guys, Atheist Republic. I know who you are." I don't care. Thank you. You know, I take sarcasm in stride. So yeah, we don't even ban trolls. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I want you to have a place where you can speak your mind, unless you're being overly abusive to like an insane amount of people, like crazy cunt face. Yeah, I'm loving that word today. Take a shot every time I say cunt. No, but you know, it's to stifle somebody's opinion, to stifle their free thought, I guess, or yeah, freedom of expression. To stifle that is just ridiculous. Yes, we criticize Islam, but we don't stop people from talking about Islam. Not even on our page. We don't stop Christians from coming onto our page and telling us we're going to hell. Do it more, please. It's hilarious. You actually, you know, give us a good laugh for the day. We don't ban people for holding different views than we hold, and yeah, I think it's sad, and I think it's ridiculous. People are so childish to go that far. And then I even get mad when atheists are like, let's give them a taste of their own medicine. No, let's not. Let's absolutely not do that, actually. Let's let them continue to be on Facebook. Let's leave them alone. Let's let them keep coming to us, because eventually something's going to happen. Either our message is going to change them, and look, to anyone out there, especially Muslims that are upset with our page, we know not every Muslim is upset with our page. We know there are actually quite a few Muslims that enjoy our page. We get messages from people, especially over a Rainbow Kaaba. I can't tell you how many people have messaged us saying, thank you. Like, I understand that we stand on polar opposite ends of Islam here, but thank you for being a voice for me, the closeted gay or lesbian Muslim, in this community where I can't be who I want to be. Thank you for being my voice. Thank you for saying something about this. We get those messages. We get those messages from Muslims who say, you know what, I came on your page a year ago because I was pissed at you guys and I hated you guys. But today I'm officially reborn. Today I know what it's like to live life. So no, more messages and put them out more, and it's just little ant bites. You're just little ant bites on a huge, gigantic hill. Can't give a fuck.
We got you cutting out a little bit there on that. Sorry, Allie. I know your connection's not great. It sucks.
You know.
Oh no, it is. It's a nuisance, you know, and that's really what it amounts to. And it's upsetting when atheists say, "Hey, let's give them a dose of their own medicine." I mean, I got into an argument with someone today over this topic, and he tried to say that he tried to make a comparison with Dan Arrow and the Freedom from Religion Foundation and some of the others who went and recently protested the Ark Encounter in Kentucky, and he tried to make the example, well, you guys are trying to silence free speech and silence other people, so, you know, turnabout's fair play. And I had to try and make him understand that the real difference here, the real difference between, you know, a protest of something like Ark Encounter and then people reporting our page is that no one wants to shut down the Ark Encounter. Like that business, because it is a fucking business, it's an amusement park. It's no different than Six Flags or Disneyland or anything else. It's Disneyland for Christians. Hey man, that's cool. You can have your fucking Disneyland. No fucking problem. Do not invite public schools to come to your fucking park as an educational activity. It's not an educational activity, and public fucking funds, federal tax dollars, state tax dollars, should not fund your religious views being pushed onto other people, especially the impressionable minds of children. Like, that's where the problem lies. It's not in you having your opinion. Have your opinion. But you don't get to use my tax dollars and the tax dollars of other secular individuals in this nation to push your religious agenda. I don't get to use secular tax dollars to push an atheist agenda. I wouldn't build an atheist theme park and then say, hey, here's a room full of nothing. Because that's what we're about. Like, there's no God. Hey, we found God. It's in this room full of fucking nothing. And charge people to do that, and then ask the fucking government, hey man, can I write this off of my taxes? Like, no, you can't. No, if I want to make that cool, I should be able to have my voice, but no, it's not your job to fund that. As Christians or Muslims or Hindus, like, you shouldn't have to pay for me to push my agenda towards other people. And the same goes for you as a religious person. The state and the federal government should never pay for you to push your agenda. If you want to push it, you pay for it. I'm not paying for that shit. So we've had the Atheist Ranger join us. Hello, Mr. Ranger. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm getting lubricated, so I'm not doing bad. You got any topics you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, actually, it's something from I learned from your page. Actually, it's about that Pakistani media girl that got strangled by her own brother.
Oh my God! Yes, one of the most recent honor killings that we've had the pleasure of witnessing. So, what's your feelings on it?
It's just fucking disgusting. I can't believe we're having honor killings in 2016. That just fucking blows me. And by her own brother. And then none of that, her brother said that he was proud that he did it. Like, really? I mean, I may have disagreements with my family, but I wouldn't fucking kill him over it.
No, it drives me crazy to see this sort of fundamentalist insanity. And let's be clear, okay? The vast majority, let's say 85, maybe even 90% of religious people out there don't act like this. They're not going to go out and do something like that, okay? And we can sit here and say all day, well, because of that, religion isn't that bad. But the problem is, it's the 10%, it's the 15% that are going to go out and do this that prove that religion is a fucking problem. It is a problem because he, like you said, he was proud of what he did. He felt that he had vindicated Allah by doing this. He felt that he had done his God's work by doing this to his own sibling. And that's nothing but a religious viewpoint. And nothing else in his mind said, hey, this is okay to do. You know, there was no secular fundamentals, offered to him that said, hey, from a secular standpoint, it's okay to kill your sibling if they dishonor you in some way, shape, or form. There's no secular viewpoint that will ever tell you that. There's no humanist viewpoint that's going to say, hey, man, if somebody dishonors you, it's okay to fucking kill them. And that's a direct edict, But religiously speaking, yeah, there's plenty. And so when somebody wants to look at that and say, okay, well, I'm upset about this, and what possible justification can I possibly have to, to carry out vengeance against this person that's caused a grievance towards me? And then they look in the Quran, or they look in the Bible. They look at hadiths, or the Old Testament, and they say, okay, well, here it says, I'm justified. I am divinely justified by my God in carrying this out. So yeah, it's a problem. And even if it is only 10%, even if it was only 2%, 1% of the religious population, it would still be a problem that must be addressed. It can't be ignored. It can't be overlooked. Allie, you've rejoined us. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to add to this? If we can get you in here.
Yeah, I didn't get the full question because I did cut out. But to add on to what you just said, actually, no, Atheist Ranger, what was the question?
Well, it wasn't a question. It was about that, I think, Pakistani girl that got killed. She was like on social media a lot. I forget. I can't pronounce her name. It was on you guys' page about that Pakistani girl that got honor killed by her brother.
Okay, yeah, that was so fucking tragic.
Yeah, and here's the ironic thing. I recently started.
Oh, goodness. Allie's internet is just acting up on her. I'm sorry, Allie, your internet's just cutting in and out on us.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Right.
Yeah, I was about to say, believe it or not, I started a series on my channel called Christianity is Cancer, and and the weird thing is, I had even atheists attacking me for starting that series. Like, what?
Yeah, and they're bad about it. They're really bad about coming after people that they think are disrupting the supposed harmony between atheists and theists. And the reality is there's very little harmony. There's very little harmony there. And that's... I talk about the regressive left a lot. I deal with people like C.J. Whirlman and oh man, what's his name? Greenwald. I think that's it. Fuck, I don't know. But these people that are they claim to be atheists. They consider themselves atheists. They consider themselves non-believers, and yet these are the same people that will get upset with you for speaking the reality of what religious texts actually offer. And it's for me, I liken it a lot to the idea of gun control. Because that's another topic where people can get very heated, and it's one of those things of saying, well, guns don't kill people, people do. Like, no, people with guns kill people.
Yeah.
Like guns are just the instrument, and it's the same way with religion. If you give somebody an ultimate justification for their actions, then they're likely to do anything. And yes, some of these people may just be fucked in the head. They may have serious mental issues. But that doesn't change the fact that their religion justified their actions. Take, for example, this Christian woman who was a huge gun proponent who went out and murdered her 2 daughters because they weren't acting in a Christian way, and that upset her. And she went out and, here's a Christian honor killing in the United States. This just happened. And people are going, oh, well, she was mentally disturbed. Well, yeah, maybe so, but her justification for doing what she did was because of her religion. Like, that's where the justification comes from. And I honestly believe when you remove the justification, it opens up dialogue. It says we can have a discussion because you don't have an absolute truth to lean on. If I look at an atheist and for whatever reason he says, I don't like black people, we can have a dialogue. We can open dialogue and we can have a conversation about that and why they feel that way. And I have the potential to change their mind because they don't have any absolute truth to lean on and say, well, this is, the absolute truth, so I'm right and you're wrong. we can have a dialogue, we can have a discussion, and we can work towards both better understanding each other's positions and maybe come to an understanding. But when you have an absolute truth, when you say, this is what my God tells me, is divinely inspired, this other person to tell me this through this manuscript, through this doctrine, then what dialogue can you have? It's like saying, oh, we shouldn't go out and actually bomb the members of ISIS, or we shouldn't actually, engage them in warfare. Are we going to have a conversation with them? Please, show me the day we get to have that conversation. I would love to engage them in civil, logical discourse. But it's not going to happen. They have absolute fucking truth. They're absolutely right according to their belief. And it's divinely inspired. So there's no conversation to be had, You can't reason with these people because they have an absolute truth. And it's the real difference between, someone who lacks an absolute truth doing something fucked up and someone who has an absolute truth and justifies their actions by that truth. Let's see if we can get Allie in here again. I want to talk to Allie. I hope she can get in here.
Yeah, it's funny you said it like that because I used that same line of reasoning when it came to the Planned Parenthood shooting last year. A lot of people were saying it was just mental illness. I said that may be, but he was still a fundamentalist Christian. Okay, the second he got caught, he was talking about God made him do it.
All right, Allie, let's give this another try. I want to talk to you.
Okay, can you hear me? Maybe.
Yes, we can.
Yay! Okay, what I wanted to say about, and I've been pronouncing it Kandil. I could be very wrong with that pronunciation, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong there. It was outrageously tragic what happened to her, and it was so disturbing. The guy on our team was from Pakistan who wrote that article that you read about her. And he was so distraught and upset over what had happened that he didn't even know if his writing made any sense. As he was researching her and learning about her, he came across several sites and several people who wanted to see her Facebook profile, and they straight up said, let's head in.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Allie. You keep cutting out, hon. This is terrible. Grrr.
I know, damn.
Allie's going through some stuff in life right now, and kind of stuck in hotel rooms and dealing with their shitty Wi-Fi. So this is not Allie's fault. So no. If she was at home, she'd be doing fine.
You want to update or something?
Yeah. If she was home, she'd be doing fine. So I do apologize for having these technical difficulties on her end. We love Allie, and I love doing the show with her, and this is sort of the highlight of my week most weeks is getting to hang out with her and do the show. So,
question. I think it was a few months ago. I did fill out a volunteer thing, but how would I go about joining said team?
Actually, Allie takes care of all that. So Allie is seeing you right now, and she can definitely communicate with you over here in the sidebar in the group chat. So yeah.
Because I mean, if you guys will allow, I don't want to intrude, but if you guys will allow, I would love to be a part of this.
Oh no, definitely. We would love to have some more people in here and have a bigger chat and to really communicate more. We want to encourage more people on the team to do things like this. Not necessarily getting drunk. It's kind of our shtick, but so I guess another thing we could talk about since we're here and we're just chatting around and throwing ideas at the wall. The Republican National Convention happened today. That fucking happened. So, hey, TP for our bungholes, right? Let's have it. No,
you know they're still going on the same platform as like 2012, right?
yeah, it's just fucking weird. The whole goddamn system is just. I've lost my mind. I've lost my interest. I've just.
I don't even care anymore at this point. I know I should, but I just don't. I just can't.
No, I just it's a clown show. You know, it's when you go to the circus and you're like, oh, here's the fucking clowns again. I don't even fucking like clowns, so I'm like, okay, this is the worst part of the fucking circus for me. And that's our whole fucking government right now. It's just it's fucking clown shoes, man. I don't know.
It's a rather shame when both the mainstream media and Congress has only a 6% approval rating.
So it's fucked up, man. Because like I don't think Trump actually wants to be the president of the United States. I think he's clowning, literally. Like that's a Poe happening in real time, and we get to see it on mass media and everything. It's like this is a real life Poe. Oh my god, I've just met a troll in real life. It's just like walking around, like trolling our government. How is that? The thing that concerns me about Trump is not Trump himself. I think Trump's a fucking clown. The thing that concerns me is all the people who really, truly buy into his fucking crazy, insane bullshit. Like, wow, there's really people in this country that are that fucked up. That's disheartening to say the least. It baffles me. You know, and we talk about the mainstream media and their approval rating right now, and the reason the mainstream media has the approval rating they have is, partially thanks to Hillary Clinton and the work that she helped do with Bill in basically deregulating fucking mass media and saying, hey, you don't have to be honest anymore. You can be as sensationalized and full of shit as you want to, and there's no accountability. You can say whatever the fuck you want on a news show that's supposed to give information to people, and it doesn't even have to be true. It doesn't even have to be close to being true. And no one is ever going to say, hey, you are totally wrong, and you need to fucking print a retraction or offer an apology to the people of the United States. And even if they did, nobody's going to listen. They already heard the sensationalized insanity, so they're just going to be like, oh, well, whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and the way they tried to shut down Bernie Sanders all that time, that was some bullshit.
Yeah, well, Bernie was lost from the fucking start. You come in and you actually start speaking truth, and you tell people, hey, man, everything's fucked up. And I'm not saying I can fix it all, but I'm saying I know where we should start. And then people are like, yeah, whatever. Crazy man. You crazy old fucker. We're not listening to you. And
yeah, as far as I'm
going to get any traction.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, not only should he still run, he should join the, what's that third party called? The Green Party? Green
yeah,
Tea
with
Party,
Stein.
like
yeah, the thing is, I don't think Stein's going to give up her platform, and I don't think Bernie wants to be a VP. I don't think he feels like he can affect enough change from there. And Stein's platform is relatively close to Bernie's, so I feel like for those out there who really want to vote their conscience, Stein is a viable alternative. And a lot of the Bernie supporters, especially the Bernie or Busters, have straight up said, if I can't vote Bernie, I'm voting Stein. Like, I'm not voting for Hillary. I'm not voting for Trump. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm at that point in my life where I really am just looking around going, I don't think any of our voices matter anymore. Like, I'm almost to the point where I feel like we're too far gone. So, I don't know.
I think she needs to fucking change and a better change, or else fucking I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know. We've got people running around shooting cops, because they're fed up, and yes, they're absolutely fucking wrong. I would never advocate violence or murder under any circumstances. That's certainly not something I advocate or condone in any way, shape, or form. At the same time, like, people are just pushed, man. People have been pushed to their fucking limits in this nation recently, and it's heartbreaking when you're one of those people, like, your eyes have been opened to the reality of the situation, and things have to change because they're just going to get worse. And what do? How do you affect change? Because you can't do it from the inside out. I mean, it's not going to happen. All these people are bought and paid for by fucking corporations and the oligarchy that runs our fucking country now. So, what do you do?
Well, the best plan I can come up with is convince everyone in the U.S. not to vote.
Well, it'll be the same outcome either way, because our current government is just going to pick who we have to deal with, and that's what's going to happen anyway. So, I don't know. I'm an advocate of peaceful, civil outcry and civil disobedience and true civil unrest that is nonviolent. But I'm afraid we've gone to a point where nonviolence is not going to be what we get, and it's upsetting, and it's a little bit terrifying. It's a little bit terrifying to think that we could be on the verge of a V for Vendetta situation, like actual violent uprising in the streets. We could be on the verge of a French Revolution here in the United States. It's just, it's a little terrifying, and it's disheartening, and I don't want to see it, but at the same time, I don't know how else there is to deal with it civilly, because we need a civil revolution, and it doesn't feel like many people are willing to actually stand up for that.
As long if it means getting money out of politics, fucking count me there.
Well, there was a lot of terrible things about the French Revolution. It's just absolutely horrible. But if anything, it brought about true secularism, and it brought about it ushered in an age where people wanted equality, and they were willing to go as far as they had to get it, even if that meant dragging people out in the streets and cutting their heads off. And no one wants that. Like, I don't see anybody out there going, "Hey man, let's start dragging these fuckers out here and do this." I don't see people acting like that, but yet there's I guess there's at least a handful of people out there that are, and they're just like, "Look, we're gonna shoot people in the fucking head if that's what it takes." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, like, the country is going to shit." I keep being told, that I've been told for the last 10 years that the end days are coming and the world is falling apart and everything's going to shit, and here I am looking at the last fucking 2 years going, well, fuck man, maybe they were right. I don't know about end days and all that, but the world is kind of going to shit, especially in this country. I don't know. Politics, man. Politics sucks balls.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but something needs to change. We need to get money out of politics. We need to I'm sorry, but we need a system like fucking Sweden or Canada or something. This bullshit's gotta stop.
Yeah.
America, and I'm saying this to whatever audience we have, America, we're, the lower part of America, we're fucking tired of it. We're tired of getting trampled on. We're tired of our voices not being heard, and we're tired of not getting what the fuck we want. We're tired of it.
And I I don't even think it's what we want. I feel like most of it is what we need, what we deserve, what we're actually paying taxes for, what we actually hire the government to fucking do. Do your fucking job. Like, take care of the citizenry of this country. Like, what are you getting fucking paid for? Like, honestly, why am I paying a fucking salary for a Congress that doesn't work? You don't have to work? You get fucking 200 and something days off a year? Are you fucking kidding me? I want that fucking job. I want a job where I get 200 and something fucking days off a year, and if I don't feel like showing up for work, fuck, there's no consequences for it. Give me that fucking job.
I don't even get a week off with my vacation.
Yeah, what if your average citizen acted like that? You know, what if there was no recourse for you not showing up at your job? So whenever you didn't feel like doing your job, you're just like, oh fuck it, I'm not going in today. And there's no recourse. There's nothing that can be done. You're like, well, fuck, and you still get paid anyway. You still get fucking paid. And then when it's time for you, like somebody says, hey man, you need to get in there and do your job. Like, oh man, sorry, I'm on vacation. Holidays are here, so I'm off for the next 6 months. Like, what the fuck? Well, that's written in. And then the next year rolls around, and you're like, well, you know, I feel like we deserve a raise, so we're just going to give ourselves a raise. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I want to be able to give myself a raise. That'd be awesome. I want a raise.
I'm sorry, are we living in the fucking Twilight Zone, or just, wait, what?
Yeah. So wait, I didn't
happen? Where was I?
I didn't do my job for the last year, and because of that, I'm going to give myself a 10% raise.
If I did that to my bosses would laugh their ass off.
Right? Now, I tell you what your raise is. You can go find another fucking job. You're fired.
Exactly.
You want time off? You got it, buddy. Get the fuck out.
Got all the time you need, buddy.
Yeah. I've had plenty of bosses, you know, that were just like that. You know, they were just like, look, if you don't want to be here, there's the fucking time clock. Go clock the fuck out, and don't show up tomorrow. Yep. That's all you got to do. If you don't want to be here, just get the fuck out. You don't want to do your job? I'll find somebody that will. And it's weird because our politicians don't have that mentality. Like, they've never been talked to like that. They should be being talked to like that, but they don't get talked to like that. And there's no way to back it up when you do talk to them like that. You're like, hey man, we need to boot these motherfuckers out. And they're like, yeah, no, you can't. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, we're here. Sorry. And then some dumbass will go out in November, and they're going to reelect all these motherfuckers that did nothing for the last 2 or 4 years, depending on how long their terms are. And they're going to vote them right back into office. Well, you know, this is my guy. He's got an R behind his name. He's got a D behind his name. So I'm going to put him back in there because that's my guy. I mean, we got to have somebody, right? Yeah, kinda, but we don't have to have these same fucks. We could have people in there who say, hey, we're gonna do our job.
Yeah, I'm constantly saying this when it comes to Democrats and Republicans, but to me, both those parties are like Coke and Pepsi. Same shit, different can.
Yeah. One slightly sweeter than the other, but not by much.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Allie dipped out because her internet's just shitting on her tonight.
Oh, damn.
Damn you, internet gods. And she rejoined. Maybe her connection's better. Allie, try to rant for us. Give us a rant.
I hate my fucking internet connection here. Yeah, I don't know. I really wanted to talk about the honor killing in Pakistan, because it is driving me crazy. So I'm sorry. I know that you guys have way moved on, but I'm gonna go there. So you know, we see the arguments from some Muslims day in and day out. This had nothing to do with Islam. Why did you bring up Islamic law? Islamic law does not protect honor killings. Islam is perfect. Islam is pure. And I had to stop myself because, you know, I'm posting as Atheist Republic, but I wanted to scream at these people. Islam is not the victim here. Okay? Kandil was the victim here. So it really fucking frustrated me. The first thing was protect Islam. Protect Islam. Protect Islam. And Islam has nothing to do with honor killings, which is not true. We absolutely can find things in the, not hadith, but the Sarai, I forgot the word. But Islamic law does absolutely trace back to Islam, and that's why they call it Islamic law. So it's frustrating to hear these same arguments day in and day out, and day in and day out, and they lose sight of their priorities. They lose sight of what's important. We see Pakistani women defending the brother who killed his sister here, strangled her to death. Somebody posted her dead body on our website, which was pretty freaking disturbing, and I haven't been able to get that out of my head. But he roughed her up pretty bad, too, obviously, in the struggle, right? So this was an outrageously personal kill of a human being. It was a brutal, disgusting murder. And we have women saying she deserved it. Pakistani women were proud, strong women, and Kandil deserved what happened to her. And I hope that anyone else who wants her place gets the same end. And I think it's fucked up.
No, it absolutely is fucked up. And let's make something clear here, okay? I have hundreds of Muslims on a regular basis tell me that Islam is about peace. It's about love. It's about brotherhood and unity and all this other absolute horseshit. And I look at something like what happened here, and I can tell you that in order to physically place your hands around someone else's throat and to choke the life out of them, to strangle the life out of them, that's only about hatred. That is hatred. That is hatred personified. You can't do that out of love. You can't. You know, you could potentially do it out of self-preservation. The closest possible example where I could say that someone might enact such an act of violence and still love the person they perpetrated such an act against would be maybe somebody that, you know, in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, they hold their hand over their baby's mouth to quiet them and end up, you know, suffocating them to death. That might be the closest possible thing, but then there's no violence. Like you said, he beat her before murdering her with his own hands. Before choking the life out of her, he beat her first. That is an act of hatred. And to say that, oh, well, this doesn't have anything to do with Islam, what justification is he using for doing what he's done? And we all know the justification. We know, you know, what justification he's offered. And he justifies it by saying, my sister dishonored me and my family and Allah and Muhammad through her actions. And the only recourse, the only justifiable recourse, was to murder her. And that is what Islam has taught me. That is what my imams have taught me. That is what our holy men teach us, is that the honor of Islam and the honor of one's family comes before an individual's life. So stop telling me that Islam is about peace and love and unity. It's not. It's not. It's about Islam. What's best for the propagation of Islam? That's what Islam's about. What can I do for Islam? That's why groups like ISIS exist. Are they pissed off about American interventionism um, interventionism in the Middle East? Sure, I'm sure they're pissed off about American interventionism in their nations. I would be too. Um, but why did they how did they justify doing what they do? And it comes back to they have a holy book. They have a holy book that says, "Hey, this is what my God says I'm supposed to do, and it's okay. It's what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing the work of God." There's no other justification. There just isn't. So I don't know. And the sad thing for me is I'm sure that we'll see more of this as time goes on. It's not like it's lessening, you know. You know, this came on the heels of a man driving a truck into a group of people in France and murdering several people in France. I think the total death toll was 84 in Nice. You know, and of course his justification. Well, you know, France has, you know, been intervening in Syria, and they've, you know, all French people are racist against Muslims, which is asinine, you know, just simply untrue. All French people are not anything. You know, all people anywhere are not any. You can't say all Americans are anything. You can't say all Canadians are anything. I know a lot of Canadians, and a lot of people are like, "Oh man, Canadians are such nice people." Like, no, I know plenty of Canadian dickheads. Like, they're there. You know, like, all Canadians are not anything. All Muslims are not anything. All French people aren't, you know, any one thing. They're not all racist. You know. There are plenty of white French Muslims living in France. You know, Muslims of all sorts of races and racial backgrounds. It's not a race, so racist doesn't even come into play. You know, I don't know. I'm at a loss a lot of times, like, looking at the world around me.
Yeah. As far as Islam being peaceful, I mean, it has not been peaceful since its inception. So
Yeah,
that's just bullshit. Period.
you know, if we want to look at what Islam is, we can look at the life of Muhammad and ask who Muhammad is. And like, if you have to sum up who Muhammad was in one word, the word is warlord. That's who Muhammad was. He was a warlord. He wrought, you know, war and destruction within the Middle East during his time. That's according to his own fucking biography. You know, that's what Muhammad did. He wasn't spreading peace. He was spreading death. You know, in the name of Islam. That's what he was doing. It's no different than ISIS. It's not. I don't know, Ali. You think you can get in a few more before we have to cut off for the night?
Okay.
Yes, Ali is muted. She may have stepped away. Oh. You have anything else you want to add tonight, Ranger?
Just that for some reason ISIS is fucking stepping up its fucking game this year. You got the thing in France, you got the thing in fucking Orlando, which I kid you not, 2 weeks before that happened, I was in Orlando on vacation, and I kid you not, I was right around the corner from the nightclub, and I was a bisexual man in Orlando, so I guess it creeps me out because that honestly could have been me.
Ah. I don't. I can't even imagine that feeling. I can't even imagine what that's like. Um, and it is scary to think about, the potential of Islamic terrorism here in the United States. And what's what's more terrifying for me personally, especially as someone who lives in the Bible Belt, is the rise of Christian terrorism in this nation over the last several years. And it is on the rise. It most definitely is. It's not just, Planned Parenthood shooting or any of that. It's an overwhelming rise, and it's not just a physical violence. There's a new bill that's been introduced into Congress, that's trying to give religious people the absolute right to discriminate against anyone they want based on their views. And they're trying to call this the First Amendment Defense Act. Ooh, it's got such a beautiful fucking ring to it. We're going to defend the First Amendment. Yeah, that's what they're saying. We're defending the First Amendment.
No, you're not. No. I don't mean to cut you off here, but what? No. That's no different from me. I mean, I know this goes beyond fucking cake shops, but that's no that's no different from me. Doing that same cake shop, and some Christians come in and say it's against my secular belief to have my product in religious events. Do you think they would just shrug their shoulders and walk out? No, their entire church would probably be outside my door protesting.
Yeah. I love our government officials when they come in and they offer obviously discriminatory bills that are going to promote one person's viewpoint above another, and they say, "Oh, we're defending the fucking First Amendment." No, here's the thing: the First Amendment doesn't need any defense. Everyone still has the right to say whatever the fuck they want, pretty much any time they want to. I live in Tennessee, and there are still KKK rallies here, and the government, there's police officers present at these rallies who protect these people from people who would like to abuse them due to their viewpoint, and they're still allowed to run down the street and say whatever the fuck they want. And on the same respect, I'm welcome to come out and protest their rally. And everybody still has their rights. We're all still able to say whatever the fuck we want. The line in the sand is drawn when you start actually taking government money, taking federal funds, including tax breaks for your business that makes money, that is a public business, and you're taking tax dollars and you want to discriminate against people. That's the line in the sand. Sorry, you can't do that. You can believe whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. It's when you try to do whatever you want, that's not covered by the First Amendment. Acting like a bigoted cunt I've read the First Amendment through and through several times, and nowhere in there does it say, "Oh, you also have the right to be a bigoted cunt if you want," and the government's going to say, "Hey, you're protected to do that and treat people like shit and to discriminate against others." We went through the civil rights movement already. That already fucking happened in this goddamn country.
Why do we need another one?
I know. And we're having to deal with the same issues all over again with a whole new group of people. And the funny thing is, well, not funny. The terrible thing is, it's the same people on the other side fighting against this all over again. You know, when we were dealing with integration and the African American civil rights movement in this country, the main people who were against that movement were the same sort of people that are out here protesting homosexuals and saying we should have a right to discriminate against these people, and we should have a right to refuse to service these people, and to treat them adversely, and they don't deserve equality, and they shouldn't be allowed to mingle with the rest of us. It's the same fucking group of people. Nothing's changed. We're 60 fucking years, nothing changed. It's like it didn't even fucking happen.
Sorry.
They didn't learn anything.
Yeah, I hope we do it, but I'm telling you right now, if that amendment does get ratified, I'm telling you right now, I better not hear a single complaint from any Christian saying, "Oh, we're being discriminated against." Well, look at what you did, because I guarantee you that amendment you were talking about doesn't specify any religion, does it?
Oh no, it can't, because
Exactly,
then
yeah. And I guarantee you that the first time that an atheist or a Muslim or any gay person or even a Satanist discriminates against them, I guarantee you they'll be in front of the Congress asking for that amendment to be taken out. I guarantee you.
All right, guys, we got about 3 minutes left before we're gonna cut it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let the Ranger give some final thoughts here, and then I'll wrap it up.
Dang, I hate this part. My final thoughts is this bullshit needs to stop. I think it's getting to the point where I think the only way we can reform the Middle East is by force. And I hate to say that because I'm not a violent guy, but it's getting to that point. It's getting to the point where it's 2016. No place anywhere should be having honor killings. And you definitely shouldn't be fearing your own family because they don't like the way you run their life. I don't give a fuck. However, my life is my decision. It's not up to you. It's not up to some 2,000 or 3,000-year-old holy book. It's up to me. And if you don't like the way I run my life, then fuck off and have a good night. That's it.
I think what I'd like to leave everyone with tonight, and those of you who come back and watch the show later, is a few different thoughts. To start with, I want to ask the question, how many people have been murdered in the name of atheism in the last 60 years? Give me a solid number and let me know how many of the murderers said, I do this in the name of nothing. I do this in the name of atheism. Let me know. Give me the numbers. And let's compare that to the number of people that have been murdered in the name of one religious belief or another in the last 60 years. Just 60. I would hate to go back more than 60 because that number is just kind of skyrockets so fucking bad. I also would like to leave everybody with this idea that we're letting things get out of hand in this nation, in the United States. If you live in another country, I appreciate your viewership. I'm glad you enjoyed the show, and I'm glad you watch it. As a U.S. citizen, I have to worry about what's happening here for me and my family because it's important for us as a family. It's important for my neighbors and the people I see and work with and live with on a daily basis. And shit's getting completely out of hand. Um, Before the Republican National Convention today, the state of Ohio asked for a temporary denial of Second Amendment rights to people and said, oh, well, we want to make sure that there's no open carry folks running around town while the Republican National Convention's going on. And it's an odd fucking thing because these are the same people who keep telling us, hey man, if you give everybody a gun, everybody will be safe. But yet, right before you have your convention and all your big wigs show up and want to hang out, then you're like, hey, maybe we should not let everybody run around with guns. Like, really, motherfucker? You're worried now? Now that your ass is in the fucking hot seat, now you're fucking worried? You weren't worried when it was my kid's asses in the hot seat, were you? You weren't worried when crazy motherfuckers were able to go out and get semi-automatic and automatic weapons and run up in a school and murder children. We didn't need gun reform. We still don't need gun reform. We need it on this one day so we can make sure our people are okay. But hey, man, if the good guys have guns, everybody's safe, right? Right? You're a bunch of hypocritical motherfuckers. You piss me off on a daily fucking basis, and your hypocrisy is so blatant and in your face that I wonder how many ignorant motherfuckers there really are in this country who are still going to go out and vote for these same dipshits who are saying one thing to your face and then doing another thing behind your fucking back. And it's so obvious you shouldn't miss it. How can you possibly fucking miss it? How can you still back these people? How? How can that fucking happen? And it's going to continue to happen, man. Come November, I'm going to watch half of you asshats go out and vote for another fucking Republican congressman and another Republican senator, and you're going to vote for another Democratic fucking congressman and senator. And all these people are going to come in and do the same bullshit they've been doing to the rest of us. And you're going to sit here and your life is going to be just as fucked up as it is now or worse. And you're going to say, oh man, what the fuck happened? Well, what the fuck happened is you're a fucking idiot. That's what the fuck happened. You're an ignorant, ill-informed fucking idiot. You're a Fox News watching fucking just ignoramus. You have no clue. You're fucking clueless. And I would pity you if your actions did not affect me and my family so fucking much. So, as always, the thoughts and opinions expressed here are not necessarily the thoughts and opinions of all members of Atheist Republic. We have a large group of people who are part of this team, a little over 300 folks, and we cannot possibly speak for all those folks. So if you have a problem with anything we've said here, you know how to reach us. Go to the Devils and God's Country on Facebook. Post in the comments section below on YouTube or on Google+. Address us personally. You feel free to address Casper specifically and let me know what a cunt I am if you disagree with me. Or if you agree with me, hey man, you know, any words of praise I'm always open to. Don't stroke my ego too much, it bites. That being said, if you enjoy the things that we offer through Atheist Republic and atheistrepublic.com, please visit atheistrepublic.com. If you'd like to contribute in some way, visit our volunteer page, and you're welcome to volunteer for the team and join us in trying to build a strong and vibrant atheist community online and in your local communities. If you have the ability or the desire to help us financially, the things we do as an organization are not free, although the show itself is free, and we will never ask you for money for this show. The things the organization does are not free, and we could definitely use a little monetary help from time to time. So if you have or want to give, feel free to do so at atheistrepublic.com. this has been another episode of the Devils in God's Country. I've been one of your hosts, Casper Rigsby. Allie Jackson was here with us a little bit earlier, but due to technical difficulties off and on, Allie had to leave a little early. The Atheist Ranger has joined us tonight for open mic night. This will be our third open mic night. And again, we are doing these on a monthly basis. So if you would like to join in the discussion, come next month. It'll be the third week of the month, and we will do yet another open mic night, and you will be welcome to join us. All the links will be posted on our Facebook page and the Atheist Republic Facebook page, so that anyone who wants to join is more than welcome to. Thanks for watching, and see you again, same time, same place next week. Bye, everybody.